Welcome to Diligent Canine, and in this video I'm going to show how to teach your dog to weave in and out of your legs. So this is the leg weave trick. This is another trick that I taught my dog through luring. If you're not familiar with that, go back and watch the basics videos about learning theory and teaching your dog. So this is actually something that is pretty new to Dean and I, but I found that little tricks like this are fun to mix into our regular work training. So when bite training is too exhausting, or we've been hitting the detection really hard, and I'm tired, or my dog is tired, or both, it's fun to just pick a trick and try to do something new with your dog, something that you can have a little fun with. There aren't expectations. If you've reached a plateau in a certain sport with your dog, so there aren't expectations, there aren't any stumbling blocks. You're just trying to learn something new and have a little fun, and it's not so serious. So that's how I started, with a leg weave, and looked up some videos, and I'm going to show you how I taught that to my dog Dean. The first thing I need to do is to call my dog to my side for a starting position. Puss! So you can use whatever command you'd like. I'll release a healing series in the future, which is the command I gave my dog just then, but in German. So essentially how this goes for the leg weave is we're going to make, just like if you've seen the video on where I taught you how to teach your dog to turn in a circle or roll over, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to start with a big gesture with our bodies and lure our dog's body through the position. So we're going to lure the dog through space how we want them to move through space. So in this case, when I start off, before giving any commands, I'm just going to practice the behavior. So I've got food in my hand. I take a big step with my leg. So there's a hole, right? It's a very dramatic, exaggerated step. Big step, and I lure my dog through the other side, and yes, allow him to have the food. Puss. Then I can add the command, weave. Yes. Okay. As the dog gets a little better, puss, you can start to add more steps. So for that, it's helpful to have food in both hands. Now, the one that you're not luring with needs to stay out of the way. So like behind your back or on your hip. Weave. Yes. So you see then, this food stayed behind my back and out of the way, so it didn't distract the dog after he came through the first side. Puss. In here. Weave. Didn't give it. Didn't give it. Yes. There we go. Come. Yes. Puss. The next step is to make those gestures a little less dramatic. So instead of taking such a huge pronounced step, it'll be a little bit more subtle. Just like the gestures, hand gestures for anything else, you start to wean off the gesture and the luring then. You wean off the gesture, but keep the luring the same. And eventually, you'll wean off the luring, or fade the lure as well. Weave. Yes. Weave. Yes. Okay. So, obviously, I've got kind of short legs and kind of a tall dog, so it is a little difficult for me to move in a way that allows him to dart in and out of my legs. It's not going to be like someone with long legs and a much smaller border collie or something like that, but that's the general principle. Puss. Good. As I said, the next thing we'll do then is start to fade the lure, which means we have an empty hand, but we still make the same gesture as if we were luring. Weave. Yes. And this is really helpful if you drop some. This is really helpful if you have just done several reps. Puss. One, because there are still food crumbs on your hand, so it's still a lure, but it's much more subtle. And two, the dog has already learned that same session, like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this. This is what I need to do to get my reward. So it works really well if you can string this together in the same session, if your dog is ready for that. Much more subtle. You can see I'm just placing my hand by my leg. I'm not really like reaching through the hole. Yes. And then eventually, without much luring at all, we can even put the food behind our back or not have it at all. Puss. Good. Weave. Weave. Yes. There you go. And another push. I've tried to go backwards once before, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. Weave. Weave. Where do you go? Weave. Yes. So things like that are really fun. They're a really good idea to change it up with your dog, just to find a trick. Even if competitive obedience isn't your thing, or if it is, those sort of parlor pet dog tricks, they can be a fun way to sort of break up your workload for your sport or your working dog. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and for your support of military and working dogs. If you haven't already, subscribe on patreon.com/diligentcanine.